Hello, my tigers. This is Speed Tiger talking to you. I'd like to give you a wisdomatic message to all of you who are feeling down. And for those who are children, this may be based on you, as I have experienced being a child. You may be feeling mad at your parents, but never think they're the ones to blame. It's usually you. Yes, this may sound crazy, but you can be the one who's the problem. I was mad at my father once, because he wouldn't let me get the newest phone. I was 6 at the time, and now I've gotten the phone I want with my own cash. But you also have to learn, there's a time for everything. There's a time where you can get a phone. There's a time where you can get a tablet. There's a time where you can get a laptop. So, always just have to know that the time will come. The time will come where you start taking care of your parents as they have taken care of you. There's a time that will come when you start paying for rent, like what they do. There's a time for everything in the world. And it's always made up. You always have to wait for the opportunity. You shouldn't force time to come at your own pace. You move at your own pace. Time moves at its pace. There's a time for everything. There's a time where you're allowed to drive. There'll be a time where you're allowed to have a phone. There's a time where you'll be allowed to have a tablet. So, there'll also be a time to have other things. You need to learn that not being mad at your parents is a good thing. I was mad with my mom, and I regret those moments I spent being mad at her. It was just me being upset throwing a tantrum. So you could also be in the same situation. You can also have things that you don't feel comfortable telling your parents, but always know there's someone to tell. You could write it in a diary. You could pray and tell it to God. Or if you're in other cultures, you could tell it to who you believe in. But for the Christians here, you could talk to God. Let's see, what else can I say? I can also say for those who are in school, don't think school is bad. School isn't bad. Yes, it is a pain in the butt to have to wake up early in the morning just to go to school. And if you think school is useless, think again. School brings knowledge into your brain. School is what helps you through life. Math is useful when you're rich and you're counting cash. English is useful when you're talking in business meetings. Athletics is useful for keeping a fit body. Science is easy for if you want to create something. ICT is easy for learning how to use certain devices. And other things like that. All the subjects have a purpose. So never think a subject is useless. Because if you do, you're making a grave mistake. This was an inspirational message to all those who are feeling down. Like and subscribe. Love you, my tigers.